Hey guys, my name is Francisco Hernandez, and today I want to tackle one question I get asked every now and then, and it's why I use Flashpoint / Godox products. I'm definitely an open book, so I wanted to go ahead and explain what some of those reasons were and why I use them over other products like Westcott, Profoto, PosiBuff, or pretty much any other lighting product out there. Since I started using Flash over in 2011, I believe, I've used Canon brand lights like the speed lights that they offer. I've used Yongnuo, I've used Newer, I've used PosiBuff, Profoto, Westcott, and there's probably a lot of different other brands out there, but those are the ones I can name. There's another one is called Godox, but I've used a lot of different products out there. One thing I wanted to state really quickly is that even though I'm going to be talking about why I use Flashpoint / Godox products, I'm not making this video to say that your product that you use, the type of product, the company that you use, is a bad product or anything, but it's just why I don't use them personally myself, which just means this is just a personal preference sort of thing. But before I get started, I want to talk about today's sponsor, which is Adorama. Adorama is an industry-leading retailer that has been serving photography, videography, and audio customers for almost 50 years now. Their motto is everyone is a creator, and they do their best to unleash that creator within us all by providing us with the tools and expertise necessary to get the job done. I personally shop at Adorama for both the great deals on products I use and recommend, but also the great customer service on those products as well. If you find yourself interested in any product that I talk about in today's video, check the links that will be in the description area below, and be sure to use those links if you decide to order. The biggest reason why I actually started to use the Flashpoint products is because back in 2016, when they had the original Explorer 600 TTL, I got that light, and it was the only product out there, the only strobe that offered high-speed sync at all power outputs. I distinctly remember this because I got my Explorer in April 2016, and I looked over the market and all the Flash products, and it was the only one that offered that feature. I want to say that it was either late that year, 2016, or the beginning of 2017, when Profoto started to release a firmware update that allowed high-speed sync at all power outputs in their strobes. But at the time, I was only able to afford the Flashpoint products and not the Profoto products, but I did want to kind of keep in the know of all the different products that offered the feature or didn't. Basically, my whole point for bringing up that feature of using high-speed sync in all outputs is because I actually needed that feature at my photo shoots, because the previous strobe that I was using was only available to use high-speed sync at 1/16 and above, and there were times where I was shooting at golden hour where I did want to use high-speed sync at lower outputs, and I couldn't. So when I got the Flashpoint Explorer 600, I was like, wow, this light is really awesome because it has this feature and no other light has that feature. Another thing that the Flashpoint / Godox lights offer is a Bowen Mount on their strobes, and that's going to be a very common mount. In case you guys didn't know, each lighting out there has their own mount. Profoto has their own mount, PosiBuff has their own mount, Prom has their own mounts as well. And over the years, I've tried a couple different mounts out there, and I've just found Bowen Mount to be the most universal, the most affordable, and the one that works the best in my opinion. One other major feature that the lights have, the Flashpoint / Godox products have, is that they can all be used together. Pretty much all the lights that currently exist right now all work together with just one single transmitter. You don't have to adapt or connect things with different other lights to be able to use them all together with one single transmitter. This ecosystem of lighting feature is something that is very beneficial to anybody that is just starting out and needs to get one of the budget-friendly speed lights that Godox / Flashpoint offers. And then when they start to kind of get more advanced in their photography, then they can get the more expensive options and still be able to use all the different lights together with that first transmitter that they first invested in. Another huge reason why I use the Flashpoint / Godox products is because of the affordability and the availability to different people, more people out there, because of that affordability. Like I mentioned before, if you're just starting out and need to stretch every single dollar, Godox offers a lot of great products out there that are not too expensive. And one of the best lights that you can actually start out with is the Godox TT600, which is their manual speed light. That speed light is the one that I recommend all the time for people who are just starting out because it has a built-in transceiver, which is a receiver and a transmitter. So you can actually use it as a transmitter to control other Godox / Flashpoint lights. And it only costs about $60. But let's just say that you had a little bit more money and you still wanted a small form factor but wanted more power in the light. Well, actually, Godox / Flashpoint offers that in the Godox AD200, also known as the Flashpoint Evolve 200. That light is very comparable in size to a speed light, but has triple the power, so it's a great option for anybody out there who has a little bit more to invest and wants a strong yet portable strobe. Yet another reason why I use the Flashpoint / Godox lights is because of all of the different options they offer with their lighting. With that Godox TT600 I mentioned a second ago, that's a speed light that has AA batteries and no TTL, which is the auto feature for Flash. But if you wanted that same speed light with TTL, then they offer that. And if you wanted that same light with a lithium-ion battery but no TTL, they offer that as well. And if you wanted that same speed light with both TTL and a lithium-ion battery, then they offer that as well. And I think it's great that there's a lot of different options out there so you can get the light that fits your needs. They don't release as many new lights as they used to, like in 2018 or 19 for example, but it used to be a little bit of a running joke that Godox kept making lights, so it was hard to keep up with all the different lights that they kept making. I actually really do like the fact that they offer so many different options because in my opinion, it's just better to kind of get a light that suits your needs more specifically rather than getting one that kind of suits your needs, which is going to be the case in case your lighting system doesn't have a lot of different options, which is the case with some systems out there. If you wanted a speed light by Godox / Flashpoint, then they offer those different ones I mentioned a second ago. If you wanted a mini speed light, they offer those as well. If you wanted a even smaller micro flash, they even offer that as well. And then if you wanted to go the other direction, they have the Godox 8200, the 300, the 400, the 600. I'm surprised that they don't have an 800, but they do offer a 1200 and even a 2400 watt strobe. And that's not even all the options that they offer, it's just the ones that I talk about the most and know the most about. The next reason why I use the Flashpoint / Godox products is because of the very portable modifiers that they offer with the Godox mount strobes like the Godox 8300 Pro and the Godox 8400 Pro. It's because of that small Godox mount that you're able to have much more portable modifiers compared to the Bowen Mount equivalents or similar sizes. In a past video, I did show you guys that a 34-inch modifier that was Bowen Mount was much bigger than a 33.4-inch Godox modifier that was going to be available with the Godox mount. And the whole reason why the Bowen mount is bigger is because it's literally a bigger mount when you compare it to the Godox mount. Some of the Godox mount modifiers that I personally use and recommend a lot are the 20-inch, 24-inch, 28-inch, and I think it's 32-inch softboxes by SMDV. Those are very portable and available with the Godox mount. Even though the Godox mount has only been available for a few years now, it is still such a great mount that I highly recommend both the Godox 8300 Pro and the 400 Pro specifically because of that mount. And if I had to give you guys one or the other, I would say the 300 Pro because that is currently my favorite strobe. And lastly, the biggest reason why I use the Godox / Flashpoint lights is because of my favorite combo ever, which I don't think any other company has a similar size or power output, which is going to be the Godox 8300 Pro paired with the 20-inch SMDV beauty dish, which has a Godox mount, so it makes it for a very portable setup. If I'm wrong and you find another company that has a similar kind of setup, then you guys let me know in the comments because I don't think that that current setup currently exists with that strength and that kind of portability that the 300 Pro offers with the 20-inch SMDV beauty dish. Here is the 300 Pro and here is the 20-inch SMDV beauty dish. So like I said before, it's very, very portable and very strong, 300 watts of power. So I do want to show you guys how easy it is to connect to it. So it's connected, and if I want to disconnect it, then it's disconnected, and it is currently set up right now, but let me just show you guys how it looks like folded down. I can easily put this on the side of my backpack whenever I travel, and then to set it up, it's very easy as well. It's already set up, and now I could just use the light and use this setup very easily and very portability. It's very portable. If another company offers something like this, a 300 watt strobe that's very portable, that can be paired with a very portable softbox like this 20-inch beauty dish, then I guess I haven't been paying attention. And if you guys want to let me know which company offers that setup, then let me know in the comments below. If you guys do mention Stellar Pro lights, then you should know that they're not as strong as this strobe here, the 300 watt Pro. They're very weaker in comparison. They're actually weaker than a speed light. And those are pretty much all the biggest reasons why I use the Flashpoint / Godox lights. Like I said before, I've used other companies before. I have a friend who uses Profoto all the time, so whenever I shoot with him, I use Profoto lights. I actually own Westcott lights, and I've used other brand lights at different conferences like WPPI, Shutterfest, and Imaging USA. But it's because of all the different reasons why I mentioned in this video that time and time again, I find myself gravitating towards the Flashpoint / Godox lights, and it's why I use them the most and recommend them the most. I just feel like the Flashpoint / Godox lights have room to grow, offer a lot of different options at different price points. They have pro models specifically for people who want pro features, and they have so much different benefits that I keep recommending them time and time again. I'm actually really curious to what you guys use for your own light systems, so if you guys want to share that, you can let me know in the comments below. I want to give Adorama one last thanks for sponsoring this video, because when they do that, it allows me to keep making free content for you guys, so definitely check them out. Take care guys, and I'll see you in the very next video.